Do you feel like you're holding back your true potential as a man? In this video, we're diving deep into the 7 secrets to unlocking your masculine power, inspired by the legendary Miyamoto Musashi. Discover the timeless principles that will help you live with purpose, strength, and unshakable confidence. Lesson 1. Own your purpose. Take ownership of your purpose. This is one of the most important lessons for any guy who wants to accept his manly power. Having a purpose in life gives you direction. Without it, you're like a ship at sea. You're floating randomly, being moved by every distraction and outside force. It's important to know what really drives you, what makes you get up every morning with fire in your heart. If you want to own your meaning. Miyamoto Musashi knew how important it was to have a reason for life. He has spent his whole life, from a very young age, trying to become the best at swordsmanship and planning. For Musashi, having a purpose wasn't just about being successful in the outside world. It was also about improving oneself all the time. He said, "Perceive that which cannot be seen with the eye." This means that your true purpose is greater, something that isn't related to the material world. You are the only one who can hear and answer this message. Setting goals isn't enough to own your meaning. Your life needs to be in line with something bigger than yourself. This could be your job, your relationships, or a cause that makes you feel like your life has value. For those who know their purpose, everything they do and decide is filled with focus and meaning. You don't waste time on things that aren't important or that don't help you reach your higher purpose. So, how do you find this goal? Musashi's teachings urge people to think about themselves and be alone. Take some time to think without any other things going on around you. What do you value most? For what am I ready to fight? Purpose is not something that is given to you. You have to find it inside yourself and own it when you find it. In every part of your life, let it guide you. Musashi's life showed how important it is to have a goal. Even though he faced many problems, he never gave up on his path. He was able to keep going, keep improving his skills, and become one of the most respected people in Japanese history because of his purpose. You can use the same kind of power when you own your cause. You are strong and don't let life's storms shake you because you know why you are here and what you want. Lesson 2. Embrace responsibility. Taking on duty is another important part of being a man. It's easy to avoid taking responsibility these days by blaming other people or outside events for our issues. But real male strength comes from being ready to take full responsibility for your life, your deeds, and the results of those things. You need to understand that you are in charge of your own life. Miyamoto Musashi knew how important it was to be responsible. As a fighter, he knew that his only control over his success or failure on the battlefield was how well he prepared, how disciplined he was, and how he made decisions. He famously wrote, "You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain." This means that you are always in charge of how you deal with problems, even if you can't always change the ones you face. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders to be responsible. You just have to realize that your choices, big and small, affect your future. You give yourself power when you take responsibility. You stop seeing yourself as someone who is hurt by life's circumstances and start seeing yourself as someone who makes your life happen. This change in how you think is freeing. It sets you free from making excuses and feeling sorry for yourself, so you can take strong steps toward your goals. During Musashi's time, being responsible meant the difference between life and death. Any mistake on the battlefield could be deadly, so each fighter had to take full responsibility for what he did. In our everyday lives, the stakes may not be as high, but the idea is still the same. As soon as you take responsibility, you stop looking for someone else to save you, fix your problems, or let you achieve. You are responsible for your life and work to make it what you want it to be. Taking responsibility also means that you have to learn from your mistakes. Musashi thought that failing was an important part of growing. He didn't see his losses as failures, but as chances to learn and get better. When you own up to your mistakes, you learn from them and get the strength to try again. Masculine power isn't about being perfect. It's about being strong and able to keep going no matter what. Lesson 3. Master emotional control. Emotional control is one of the most ignored parts of being a man. A lot of people think wrongly that being a man means hiding your feelings or always looking tough. But having real emotional power isn't about denying things. It's about being in charge. It's about being able to handle your feelings without letting them take over. Miyamoto Musashi was very good at keeping his emotions in check. As a fighter, he knew that losing his cool in battle could cause him to make mistakes that would kill him. He wrote once, "To win any battle, you must fight as if you are already dead." This means that a fighter must let go of fear, anger, and worry in order to act with focus and accuracy. In the same way, controlling your feelings means separating yourself from the chaos inside your head and keeping your cool. Emotional control doesn't mean you never feel anything. It just means you don't let your feelings decide what you do. You need to learn how to stop, think, and act carefully when you're feeling stressed, frustrated, or angry. Musashi's lessons stress how important it is to be aware and present in every moment. You can be aware of your feelings without being overcome by them if you stay in the moment. You don't have to react without thinking. You can choose how to answer. It takes work and effort to get to this level of mental control. Deep breathing, meditation, and movement are all great ways to keep your feet on the ground. Musashi used Zen meditation to clear his mind and get more focused. Doing similar things over and over again gives you inner peace that helps you stay steady even when things around you are chaotic. Being able to control your emotions is a sign of power, not weakness. It helps you deal with disagreements politely, make smart choices, and get through life's problems without losing who you are. Controlling your emotions is one of the most powerful skills a man can have, and you need to have it in order to fully embrace your manly power. Lesson 4. Cultivate physical strength and health. Men's power isn't just in their minds and feelings. It has a lot to do with their bodies as well. Being physically strong and healthy are important parts of being a man. Strength training not only makes your body better, but it also makes you more disciplined, resilient, and mentally tough. Miyamoto Musashi knew how important it was to work out. As a fencer, his physical skills were important for staying alive. He trained hard not only with the sword, but also in many other physical skills. Musashi thought that the mind and body are linked, and that being strong in the body makes you stronger in the mind. He famously wrote, "It is hard to understand the universe if you only study one planet." This means that to reach his full potential, a man must work on his mind, body, and spirit. Building strength isn't about becoming an athlete or muscle. It's about making your body strong, healthy, and able to do things. Strength comes from doing regular exercise, eating right, and getting enough rest. Taking care of your body is like working out your mind at the same time. It's possible to make your mind stronger and more adaptable by pushing through pain, setting, and reaching exercise goals, and living a healthy life. Musashi's lessons also stress how important it is to be healthy in life and in war. If a man doesn't take care of his health, he can't do his best work. Being physically strong gives you the energy and ability to reach your goals, deal with problems, and look out for the people you care about. It's an important part of male power because it shows focus, persistence, and the ability to handle hard times. So, being physically strong makes you feel better about your confidence. When you're physically strong, you feel more sure of yourself. This confidence isn't based on looks. It comes from knowing that your mind and body are ready to handle anything life throws at you. Through hard work and training, Musashi became one of the best fighters in history, which is a great example of this concept. You can tap into a similar source of manly power by working on your own physical strength. Lesson 5. Develop assertiveness. Being assertive is a key part of being a man of power. It means being able to speak up for yourself, make your wants known, and set limits without being mean. A lot of guys have trouble being forceful and often go back and forth between being passive and aggressive. But real confidence is about finding a balance between being sure of what you want to say and valuing other people's rights and views. In his life and writings, Miyamoto Musashi showed that he was confident. He wasn't afraid of battle, but he also didn't go looking for it either. His well-known idea of winning without fighting shows that real power doesn't always come from violence, but from smart planning and good communication. Musashi was confident and self-aware, which made him aggressive. He was aware of his good and bad points and wasn't afraid to stand up for himself when it was needed. You need to boost your self-confidence before you can be bold. Being confident means knowing who you are, what you stand for, and having faith in your own skills. When you're sure of yourself, you can say what you want and need without worrying about being turned down. As we already talked about, being assertive also means being able to control your emotions. When you're in charge of your feelings, you can stand up for yourself without getting angry or violent. Setting limits is another part of being forceful. Setting limits is important for keeping your self-respect and keeping your time, energy, and mental health safe. Musashi set limits for himself by focusing on his goal and getting rid of things that were distracting him. You also need to learn how to say no to things that don't fit with your ideals or goals. Being self-respecting is not being selfish. Being assertive doesn't mean controlling other people. It means sticking to your truth. It means being brave enough to speak out, act, and make choices that are in line with your purpose. Musashi's life shows that being bold, along with smarts and planning, can lead to success. You can accept your manly power and face life's obstacles with confidence and clarity if you learn to be bold. Lesson 6. Seek continual growth. Making the decision to keep growing is one of the most important parts of accepting your manly power. Masculine energy loves to see things get better, whether it's in your job, your daily life, or your spiritual path. There is no end to growth. It's a process that lasts a lifetime. It is said that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Miyamoto Musashi was always looking for ways to get better. The man never stopped working hard, even after becoming one of Japan's best swordsmen. He knew that success isn't a fixed state, but a constant process of learning, changing, and growing. Musashi learned more than just how to use a sword. He also learned drawing, writing, and philosophy. He thought that someone who wants to grow in all parts of their life was well-rounded. To keep growing, you have to be humble. Being open to the idea that there is always more to learn, get better at, and understand is important. Being humble lets you look at life with interest and an open mind. You are not afraid to push yourself, leave your comfort zone, and accept loss as a step toward success when you want to grow. Discipline is also needed for growth. You need to create the drive to keep working on getting better, just like Musashi did to improve his skills. You could do this by reading, learning new things, pushing your body to its limits, or looking for a guide. As a man, you need to grow to be truly powerful. This isn't always easy. It helps you grow into the best version of yourself, someone who can do great things and make a real difference in the world. To keep growing, you need to keep your eye on your long-term goals and be open to new things. Musashi's life was full of change. As he faced new problems, he changed his plans, the way he thought, and the way he did things. You need to be open to new ideas and flexible at the same time. Your core values and purpose should be at the center of your growth journey. Seeking constant growth is a big part of being a manly man, the never-ending search for success, greatness, and self-improvement. This quest is what sets great people apart from normal people and happy people from unhappy people. Lesson 7. Lead with integrity. Men's power comes from having integrity. All other values are linked to this one trait. You can't have a reason, be responsible, be strong physically, be bold, or grow if you don't have ethics. To have integrity, you must live your life in line with your ideals, be truthful with yourself and others, and always do what is right, even if it is hard. Miyamoto Musashi was a very honest person. It didn't matter what happened. He stuck to his beliefs and didn't give in to temptation. He thought that a real fighter should always be honest and act with respect. Musashi's life showed how important it is to be honest, because he earned the respect of both his friends and enemies. When you lead with ethics, your words and deeds match up. You keep the promises you make and do what you say you will do. Being honest makes people trust you, both with yourself and with others. People value you more when they see that you keep your word, which makes you a better leader and more powerful. Being honest also means sticking to your ideals, even if it's hard or unpopular to do so. Musashi didn't follow what society thought was right. He made his own way based on his beliefs. In the same way, being an honest leader might mean you have to make tough choices, set limits, or leave settings that go against your values. But this is what male power is all about: being true to yourself, not trying to please other people or get approval. People follow honest leaders, and they will do the same. People around you are influenced by what you do, and your impact goes far beyond those in your close group. Being a real leader starts with having integrity. It's what makes a man's power last and count. Ultimately, if you want to embrace your manly power, you have to make a promise to live a purposeful, responsible, emotionally stable, physically strong, bold, constantly growing, and honest life. Miyamoto Musashi's lessons are timeless and can be used to help you develop these traits. You can reach your full potential, live with respect, and leave a long memory if you follow these rules every day.